It's the second Saturday in Southern Conference play, and here at Timmons Arena in Greenville, South Carolina, the locals are thinking upset. They've got the front-running Chattanooga Mocs in town. The Mocs against the Furman Paladins. Against the SEC and the Big Ten reverse layup. Chris Acox going baseline, and he puts it up and in an early 2-2 tie. It's really filled the shoes of the injured Casey. But a versatile team is Chattanooga. That time, though, they give it on over to the Paladins. Well, so far, we have seen some good work. One on the shot clock. I don't think they realized it and had to get one away, but it's a shot clock violation. Boy, as that was going down, Acox out high. And if you're a Chattanooga team and you like to move the pace, you probably prefer to actually play a team that does the same thing. So when you run into and it's going to go against it again, he can really get to the rim. Thought about it from the wing, instead finishes at the bucket. The timeout, but he could not. So for the second time here,
this is a team that has to get on the offensive glass against the Mocs.
And that really an unforced error by within 7. Baseline, Ferrara rejecting the attempt down low by Etheridge. Kendrick Ferrara doesn't do that a whole lot. That's just his 7th block of the year. Mind you, he is 6'9", 235, but his conference play continues for him in his senior year. If he can start enforcing down low, that's going to be huge for the Paladins.
Nice job.
So Matt Rafferty, his first, the freshman picking up the Paladins' 3rd team foul. That even sinks in that category. Boy, down low right there.
No, I'm with you. In a game that's really become physical, and you're dealing with a guy like Justin Toyo.
Sibley picking up his first personal.
Rick Shoulders, the official.
5 Furman, which is trailed by as many as 9 in the on the verge of making this a one-possession game. Here is Ferrara once again, 2nd block, so that's a 3rd of his energy from the Furman Paladins after Nico Medved called that timeout. Those students who've already gotten back to campus loving the little bit of a rally they're seeing, but their home team still trails by 5. Chattanooga is that time. They're going to say it goes off the foot of Kroon, and he might have actually taken a shot to the face. Either the ball ricocheted back up there. Moments ago, ball knocked into the backcourt by McLean. But again, that's what Kroon can do. He can finish so well awkwardly.
Yeah, he's explosive to the rim, and credit him for really having.
Fowler feeding Ferrara. And just like that, there's an assist for you. And the Paladins, big man slams it home. They're really big home games of the conference season. And again, Dean, you're a longtime former coach, many different places. You guided.
You know, in other places, it's an arena, and while it's not a full house, I mean, it's a little bit of a home court advantage right now for Furman because of the momentum they've created.
Burroughs Cook mixing the first of the 2 free.
Well, what a fantastic pass by Burroughs Cook.
Over Kroon's way, takes it himself, goes to the hole, and he's fouled. Stephen Kroon, really athletic, as we said the other night in that losing effort. He had 27 points, went 5 of 11 on 3-pointers. So again, you see a guard who can take it to the hole, but also hit from the outside. Coming up at the break, top performance.
150 games, Bob Hoffman, 500 and some over his career. But you're right, I mean, seamlessly they've got him to 13-2.
Let's give it up about 13 times a game. Again, 117 remains in our opening half of play. A Furman team that, as we told you, as a 10th seed, upset the
Nico Medved arguing that that was just a free ball. You know, treat loose balls like turnover. That was a good call.
Kroon picking up his first 9 on the Paladin team, so Justin Toyo will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
He has been really good today. I applaud everybody who's either started to come off the bench, and key reserve for Matt McCall. And, you know, getting back to Matt McCall, you're right. The good coaches have a feel of the ebbs.
Going into the break, they've got themselves a nice advantage. They're 7-1 so far this season when leading at the half. All 7 of their wins have been games in which they have led at the intermission. Pretty interesting first half on both sides. We get ready for our second half here at Timmons Arena in Greenville, South Carolina. Furman, the 33-30 lead on the preseason favorite Chattanooga. Pete Hannity and Dean.
Now, Trey McLean is a guy that can do it. D. Oldham, I mean, Esther.
On the road, a friendly roll that time for Jonathan Burroughs Cook, and then a nice finish right there for Oldham of Chattanooga on the Furman side.
Even Kroon show. I mean, Kendrick Ferrara comes in off the bench. He has 4 big.
Inside Toyo working on Acox, and a nice, and Justin Toyo averages 9.9 a game in the season, and Acox finishing for.
Great effort play right there by Chris Acox, getting all the way back.
Ahead Davis by himself. And the Paladins move back in front 37-35.
Blue-collar, no-nonsense guy. And
head coach has to be kicking himself. An aggressive move, no foul called, and then that time maybe one that had to be whistled for a foul. Toyo takes the feed, and out of bounds it goes.
Certainly an emphasis by Chattanooga to the system of play he wanted.
Pryor picking up his second foul. Davis, good spurt by him. So John Davis III goes to the free throw line. He's a sophomore out of Beechwood, Ohio. 90%, and then in the UD Arena against Dayton. And right there by Toyo, not too far from one of our officials, Mike. Spin move, drive to the bucket, and he's fouled. Esther that time saw the apparent that Kroon was going to have an easy layup, so he'd rather put him on the line. And Stephen Kroon, bucket in the game for Furman. He has been active and got the first one in the second half as well. Paladins lead 38-35. Furman leads 38-35. Stephen Kroon will go to the free throw line, shoot a couple of free throws. During our timeout, the officials were looking to see if this was a flagrant foul on Chuck Esther. They determined it was. Hit hard, and keep in mind, his non-shooting hand, he had thumb surgery back in the fall. It led to him missing the first 2 games of the year, but anytime a guy comes off an injury, you just have a little extra concern. He has been great to.
I thought Kroon took one ill-advised shot in the first half. Otherwise, he's been aggressively.
Kroon the dish to Acox, and he does that well. The reverse layup for Chris Acox to finish with 2 more.
Third, and that's the same play, just at the other end.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Fired. Devin Sibley knocks down for the foul against Paladins, and again, it remains a difficult afternoon on the free throw line for all the Mocs who step there.
Along the sidelines, but really with just 6 seconds.
Furman students resume classes on Monday, so as they come back to campus today, there may be a block party. Story so far. There is Fowler. Timeout. It works to perfection and gives the Paladin overall and go to 2-1 in the league. Kroon can't get it to fall, but a whistle and a foul. And in a lot of pain is Greg Pryor, and that's the last thing Matt McCall needs to see. And for that matter, Kroon took a hard fall. They haven't had their best player, Casey Jones, who's with an ankle injury. You saw Jeff Beans getting some energy going with that 3, and look at the guys on the bench loving every minute of it. Kroon hit the deck. I don't believe a foul ended up being called as that side against the Mocs. Now 6 team fouls on Chattanooga, 7 so far for Furman. Ball game, we gave these that have played out.
It was. One of them for the Mocs was containing Stephen. It's about doing.
I believe that Etheridge might have been on the line. And so the Paladins will.
And even Davis, as we see this last play right here by Sibley, little hesitation and then a nice athletic move with last year and now this year.
Oldham missing the first of 2 free throws on the season was 90% when the
run left in them. I mean, this is a team, as you mentioned, has been in some hostile environments and come back and won.
And stepping on the baseline in the drive was Sibley. Now 10 on the Paladins. Etheridge.
At that point, once you get below the free throw line as an offensive player, unless you just have a clear dumb down, you're just
seems like a little less important because Furman's up by this figure they are, as opposed to if it were a tighter ball.
He's allowing the senior to be able to.
8th team foul against Chattanooga. And that'll be the second against Esther, the junior, who came in from East Mississippi Community College, originally from the state of Louisiana.
I don't think there's any question at free throw shooting. Chattanooga's got to press now at all opportunities. Down 11. And a lot of times that can cause foul.
Contest. Remember, they had a big lead at Greensboro the other night, only to see UNCG rally and then break their hearts with under 4 seconds. 13-point game, and he's
try to chip away at this lead, but right now, if Furman can make some free throws, it's going to be difficult for the Mocs.
Sibley back to the line. Made a couple in his lap. Furman doing a great job defensively when you see that score, 61-50, 3:46 to go. Furman on the verge of an upset. 8 straight wins. Sibley, no, on the first time. And a lot of contact. Matt McCall thought that his
the official, hey, that's the same kind of play. Nevertheless, Sibley able to have
it been started. Kroon will inbound against full court pressure. Paladins, we noted, just 8 wins all
right there.
Burroughs Cook well off the mark. It's Chattanooga team. And
he's picked up some fouls.
that is the fourth on D. Oldham, and the benefit of being on the Chattanooga end of the floor. And here comes Oldham and Chattanooga, and Oldham stepped on the sideline.
What else a win does for Furman, it kind of validates that they're back, so to speak, and Nico Med.
They started the season 2-0, including a win on the road at Appalachian. Sarah Beans comes up with it. And the Furman Paladins, you've had the feeling since about the 8-minute mark in this game that this celebration was inevitable. And Furman's fans now coming to their feet. Our Geico play of the game, kind of a signature of how this day has gone. Chris Acox defensively and then with authority on the other end.
Dunks throughout the game, none better than Chris Acox, hammered it home. And the